Welcome to How Should We Now Live in the 21st Century? Christmas is supposed to be a joyous time, but I really like Christmas. There's evidence of Christmas all around. Homes are decorated with beautiful lights and scenes. The sounds of Christmas music seems to fill the air. This is supposed to be a happy time of the year, full of the Christmas spirit. But for too many, this has been a difficult year. Some have lost loved ones to death, like my wife's family. Many struggle with emotional and mental trials. There's those with financial difficulties, maybe due to a lost job or unexpected expenses. Marriages and families are breaking apart. Friendships are strained, and some have come to a sad end. Things around our world are very scary due to natural disasters and wars in many countries. Many have health concerns for themselves and for their loved ones. We may not be feeling joyful in spite of the season. The question then is, how can we make this the best possible Christmas under the present circumstances? If we can satisfactorily answer this question, we will also be able to answer how should we now live in the 21st century. I believe with all of my heart the Judeo-Christian scriptures have the answers. Therefore, let's consider the following. The first Christmas was not easy for many. The first two chapters of Matthew and Luke tell the accounts of several people who were faced with difficulties and who had tough decisions. Remember Mary? She was a teenager when an angel visited her, the sight of which troubled her. This must have been quite frightening. The angel proceeded to tell her she was going to become pregnant in a supernatural way. Being pregnant out of wedlock in the first century would have caused her great social and religious trouble. Not only that, but she had to worry about what her fiancé Joseph would think. Then there was that trip of 60 or more miles from Nazareth to Bethlehem while she was very pregnant. The trip ended in the birth of Jesus in a lowly stable. These were just the beginning of Mary's troubles, which culminated at the foot of a Roman cross, watching her innocent son hanging, bleeding from beatings, nails, and thorns, dying for the sins of the whole world. That brings us to Anna, an 84-year-old. She had been married for only 7 years when her husband died. The rest of her life, she fasted and served God at the temple. She did so, waiting to see the one who would bring redemption to Israel. Remember the account of the wise men? They had traveled many miles to see the newborn king of the Jews. They found baby Jesus and his family after getting directions from King Herod. An angel warned the Magi about the wickedness of Herod, so they did not return to him with information about where the baby was to be found. Herod took out his anger on all the sons 2 years old and younger in the region of Judea by killing them. I can't imagine the sadness for the parents who lost their young at the hands of an evil king that first Christmas. So what can we do? We can remember that our God is the God of all mercies and the Father of all comfort, who comforts us in all of our tribulations. That is, if we let him. This Corinthian passage continues that when we let God comfort us in our difficulties, he can use us to help comfort others who are going through bad times too. Also, it's helpful to remember that God promises that he'll never leave us nor forsake us, especially during the most difficult times, and that's when he carries us. Romans chapter 12, verse 15, and Galatians 6:2 reminds us that it's good for us not to be alone, because together we can help each other bear each other's burdens. When I'm down, if I get joy out of the blessings of others, that is good. If someone I know mourns, I can mourn with them, and vice versa. We really need each other. If you are troubled this Christmas, you are in good company, including many around the world being persecuted only because they won't reject Jesus. Let's be encouraged, trusting God is with us. Let's also let others into our lives that are willing to mourn and rejoice with us. If we do so, we will help protect ourselves from becoming bitter or overwhelmed by the sadness all around us. In closing, remember the part the shepherds played that first Christmas. So let's close with the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over.
Without a doubt, goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Thank you for watching. If this video and YouTube channel are a blessing, please subscribe, like, and tell others. A special thanks to my friend Steve Sousa and St. Paul's Church of Palmer.